If I traded it all,
Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. My next guest has been with me once before. I have with me Michael Weinberg. He's the owner of Exceptional Engineering Home Inspections. Welcome to the show. You got to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do. You were here before, and I'm so excited about having you on again.
Well, thanks for having me. You have a great following out there. A great turnout, questions that came from the previous session, and lots of calls. So happy to be back. Happy to talk to those again.
Thank you so much. Well, tell everybody sort of a little bit about yourself and what you do.
A little background. I am a professional engineer. I also do home inspections, and the combination of those two makes for a very unique product here in Arizona. So I'm helping people fall in love with their homes all over again and going in with an eyes wide open.
Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about you and what makes you different than when we say anybody else that might do, home inspections, because you're very exceptional.
Good play on words. Yes, I am an engineer, so I design homes, and the home inspection part is that I inspect them. So that unique approach, that two-pronged approach in looking at your home is going to provide you really a 360 full circle observation of the home. You'll get very informed on it, and it'll be going in with eyes wide open. So it's very plus.
And the last time you came on, you were explaining that there's like situations that have happened, and that's what I love about this, is that you get to be able to explain those things of like of something that happened that made it perfect for you to be there. Go ahead and tell them one of those stories.
We could do it today. I'm coming here after 2 inspections from today, so very much on that one. We had we talked casitas last time, and we talked flat roofs. So this was a custom home, had both that we talked about last time, and in both situations, the casita was built post-construction of the original home. So now you have two different compactions, if you will. Try to keep it simple, I guess. And so in doing so, the compaction on the casita was different than the original home, and it caused settlement in the casita, but not in the main home. Being able to tell the difference between those cracks in the foundation, which are normal settlement at the main home, was crucial to this transaction, and then looking at the casita that needed to have its foundation supported. So it was good that I was out there.
Yeah, because no one but you would probably figure that out.
Nobody but another engineer, yes.
Right, there are not a lot of engineers that are, property inspectors.
There are very few. I think we struggled with the way to phrase it. Very few.
We're going to say very few.
Yes, that's
especially here in Arizona.
Especially here in Arizona. Some other states have them, but not here.
Now, they can call you. Your phone number is 480-341-2664. And your website is what is it?
Engineering Home Inspections with an S.
I couldn't read my writing.
.com.
Engineering Home Inspections with an S.com. You're valley-wide. You're rated with the Better Business Bureau. And, one thing that we want to talk about is that we can also open up the lines to the audience. I mean, we want people, if you do have a question, and you do have a question about possibly something about your property, you can answer them. Is that okay?
Sure can.
We're going to try it right now. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You're also insured. Tell them all about you.
All about me. I am insured, so you have no problems there. The engineering license allows the realtors that are listening out there to be relieved of that perceived possibility of referring someone. If you refer me, I absorb that liability as part of the stamp and the seal.
Again, you can call in here and ask a question, or you can call him direct. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Also, you can call him 480-341-2664. You love talking to people. You do consultations with them all the time.
All the time. Your listeners, too, after the show I did.
It was crazy. So it was wonderful that people do that, because you know what? We have a lot of people that own many more than one property here, right?
Yes.
And the fact is that I think what makes you is so different is that you are an engineer. That's going to make it different than anybody else.
For sure.
And so let's talk about this. Do you provide wrap-up when finished?
Yes. To all the realtors out there, that's going to make a whole lot of sense. The wrap-up is where I go over all the pictures that I've taken while I'm on the property. And it gives a very instantaneous feel for what's going on there based on the sheer number of pictures I might have taken, also what we're taking pictures of. All those give an initial feel to the client, and they can be relieved, because sometimes sometimes there's a little bit of stress that's associated with the inspection, and there shouldn't be. I'm there to provide you the information so that you can fall in love all over again from that perspective of your home that you want to make your dream home.
So when you were on before, and I'm trying to remember everything, you work with hand in hand with real estate agents.
That's right.
You like that, as well as, the type of homes you want to work with. Tell them a little bit about that.
Where I'm going to be best suited or best bang for the buck is the luxury home market, because there we're going to have different situations, different loading conditions. They're a little bit different put together than a track home, but all of it translates. I can do any home, any size, whether it's a investment home, a condo, or something like that, all the way up to a 10,000 square foot, or the one we just talked about in the beginning was 8,000 square feet.
So again, his phone number is 480-341-2664, and if you'd like to call in here, if you have a question, he will answer it for you. Our phone number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Give me an idea of one of the questions that you get.
All the time?
Yeah, talk to them out there to give them an idea.
Can I move this wall? Because I'm going to be remodeling.
That's the first number one question always.
One of the number one questions, other than is the roof going to last? How old is the roof, or something of that nature? Is it going to leak? Can I move this wall? I love the home, but I want this view at the kitchen, or this view at this room, or the office reoriented. So that's one of the
when you are asked that question, how many times can you say yes as opposed to no sometimes?
I can say 100% yes, because even if it is a load-bearing wall, I'm an engineer. We can make it happen.
So no matter what, you will make it happen for them.
Almost assuredly, I can make that happen.
Again, that phone number to call him direct, it's 480-341-2664. You can check him out on his website. He's valley-wide, and his website is engineeringhomeinspections.com. Rated with the Better Business Bureau. He's insured, and he's here to answer any of your questions, whether you call him direct or call in here. How do I receive the results of the inspections?
You receive them electronically. We just had your previous guest talked about the electronic age we're in, and it used to be just a PDF format, but now it's received electronically. You can download it, have it there to be accessed all time. You'll have a login ID, go through my website. You'll be able to access it at any time, even when you're going to resell the home maybe 8 or 10 years down the road. Okay,
so again, we were talking about, what does your company make BINSR easier? What does that mean? I can't say it, so what is it? What is that? We talked about this before. What was it?
Yes, so that's going to be your response to the SPUDs. That's the buyer's response to the SPUDs, the seller property disclosure statement. So that's big for both the buyers as well as the real estate agents. So I make that life easier. Filling out that form after the inspector's gone through there and found any number of things is very complicated. How do you word it? What does it cost? All those things. My report has all of that. In fact, we'll talk later or now or whenever about a special item that I helped spearhead for the software that I have related to this repair request list, and you get it. It's pretty unique to my website and some of the others.
What is it? Go ahead. We have.
So you go through the report that I've given them, and they can go through and literally check a box. I accept what Michael says, I don't need it repaired, or I want money compensated for it. So the real estate agents are going through there as they're completing the BINSR, and they're going to be checking these boxes, and then they don't even have to keep track of it. It's going to draw in all the pictures associated with anything they've checked, and it's going to make a list that goes into a PDF, and it gets sent to the listing agent, and now they can have a conversation very easily. Streamlines the process.
Michael, we have a lot of investors that also don't live here, that have property here, that also might want to sell and need their houses, they need them checked. Do you
pre-listing? Pre-listing,
that's
right.
Too?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially for your out-of-state buyers, too, where they can't get in.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm there, and I can do a video. We can do it FaceTime. We can also do it in to-go meeting. And all of that stuff can be relayed right there on the spot. They can be out of state while I'm looking at their home or investment right there now.
It's amazing what technology can actually do. But what makes him different is he's an engineer. And we say that there's quite a few
Very few.
Very few of them.
Very few. I'm your trusted advisor. I'm going to help you go through there with eyes wide open, really, because I'm looking at it in a little deeper than the home itself.
So, again, we've got our number here open so that people can call in. If you want, you can leave a message here. Our number here, 602-277-5369. You can call in and ask a question. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk, a little bit further about this. You can also call him direct. His phone number, it's 480-341-2664. It's engineeringhomeInspections with an S.com.
For trading it all.
Welcome back, everyone. So we're talking with Michael Weinberg, and he's the owner of Exceptional Engineering Home Inspections. And our lines are open here. It's kind of funny, because people are they're driving and everything like that. But if you have a question about your home and you want to know if a wall can be moved, number one, he knows that the answer is yes for that, and we're going to tell him why. But also, if you have any questions that you want about your property inspections or anything like that, you can call in here. Our number here is 602-277-5369. And we also want you to know, too, that we're so lucky to have you because there are very few of you here. And and again, what makes you different again is
that I'm an engineer as well as a home inspector.
Right.
And that's how I got started in it, because there weren't a lot of people out there doing it.
Right. And, what makes it awesome is that some of the other stories that you said one before. Give another one real quickly before I go into some of the other questions of what, was so lucky to have you there at the time when you were doing an inspection.
So talking about the moving the wall or having the casita or a plumbing issue that's leaked but been repaired, being able to look at those past repairs or a home that's been reconfigured. We have so many remodels, so many fix and flips, and maybe the fix was not just cosmetic. Maybe they were actually opening up a different floor plan, because as time has changed, the floor plan and what people want and don't want is changing, and that causes reconfiguration. And oftentimes they may or may not appropriately do that reconfiguration. I guess would be the best way to say that. And so by looking at the home,
most of them don't.
I don't want to say that. We've got a lot of good contractors. You could say it, but there's a lot of good contractors, a lot of good people out there that have good intention.
Right.
But they may not have approached it properly, and it causes complications for the next owner, and they might not show up right away. But being able to look at that and tell these are the things you should look at and be aware of and be watching for.
Now, you're rated with the Better Business Bureau. You're also insured, so people need to know that. That's good for them to know. And, again, you like working with, obviously, real estate agents.
Yes.
Okay. Tell them what else.
What else?
The kind of homes that you like to work with.
I like to work with, best would be luxury home. The luxury home market, I really can provide value for you. No, there's no doubt about that. Different than a regular inspector, I'm going to provide a superior value than the rest of them. Just having design. That's where I design most of my homes, is in that market, over 5,000 square feet. And so it's going to be right up my niche.
Now, again, you're valley-wide, and your phone number direct, it's 480-341-2664. Check them out. It's Engineering Home Inspections with an S.com. Okay, so I want to go back into some of these things. I normally never talk about this, but you like to, okay? Which is the cost. What are your fees?
The fees are going to vary by square footage. I put that in there because lots of times people will call to ask, but they may not know what goes into that cost. So whether you're going to use me or another home inspector or another engineer, knowing the square footage of your home, knowing if you have a pool or not, all of those things factor into the type of inspection you're going to get and the cost it'll be. So it could be for a custom home anywhere in the 20 cents per square foot, and that includes the termite and the pool. All of that will be in there.
Now, you know what? I want to talk about this because you have a lot of years. 24 years of experience
here in Arizona.
So I want them to hear that about you because, it makes you special as well.
No substitute for experience.
Right.
And I think that if I was looking for a home inspector, I would look for one that had experience. Whether you were going to get one that was an engineer or not, just pick someone that has that experience, because it is generally speaking, the single largest investment that someone is going to make. Why would you trust that with anyone other than someone who has experience?
Right. And the other thing I wanted to ask you is a lot of people are listening to this right now and they say to themselves, I wish I could have used him, they might have just recently had their homes inspected. Will you do second opinions for any anybody out there.
I often get called in for someone who has had that, and then the other home inspector can't comment on the repair. They just mentioned this may or may not look right. You better call an engineer. And then that's the call I get. And so I go back out there, and I'm looking at it from an engineering-only sense, and we're looking at repairs and having that be able to be done by me during your home inspection is such an efficient, for the real estate agents, it makes it so easy to meet the 10-day window for when you're doing the inspection and response.
That phone number to call them direct, it's 480-341-2664, and you can check him out on his website. It's Engineering Home Inspections with an S.com. He is valley-wide. He's rated with the Better Business Bureau and insured. We do have our lines open here, so if you do want to call in and ask a question, you certainly can. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Tell us some of the questions that you got the last time that you won. You said you got quite a few in terms of what were the questions?
The questions can be, they can run the gamut. So it could be something of remodeling. Can I remodel or not? So I'll tell you another top questions that I get. I just was talking to someone, a home buyer. Her name is Kolek. And so she's from Thailand. And so she came in town. She was buying a home, custom home, new to the construction that's in Arizona. And so she's buying that. What does this cost, Michael, to repair? I want to replace this or I want to replace that, and what can I do? It might be functional, but I want to replace it. So in my report, unique to almost all home inspectors in Arizona, I'm going to have that. I'm going to have a list of an estimate of whether you can do it as DIY. Is that a Saturday afternoon type repair, or should you get a handyman, or do you really need to pay a professional like myself? I'm able to best apply your money. I'm able to save you money in certain areas so that you can spend it in the areas that you really should.
Wow, it's amazing. Again, that's 480-341-2664. I was on your website, and I love your website because it's beautiful. I mean, you have a lot of information there too as well for people to understand. Again, it's engineeringhomeinspections.com. I want to talk a little bit about, we had before this a little bit, some over here that I want to talk that are not over here, okay?
Sure.
So for the realtor, okay, do you reduce realtor liability?
I think that's a very easy answer, yes, because you are turning that over to me. I'm giving you a trusted and informed, based on the years of experience, opinion, which I'm allowed to do by law because I'm an engineer. Different than a home inspector. They can only point out the deficiency, if it is one or not, and suggest to have the opinion of a professional somebody. And that professional or expert is usually me.
I also think that there's a lot of them out there that are obviously not engineers, and they would know the first thing. They know, I think they know how to, inspect a property, but not necessarily, as in depth as you do, so they wouldn't even question it.
The what and the why. So yes, something. They find something. The what and the why that may or may not be important. This can give a little bit of stress to the client. And I'm there really for the realtors out there, I'm really there to help ease the concerns that your client may have, because really almost anything is fixable. Really, it is. And so to ease their mind that, hey, yes, that will need to be repaired, but it's not going to be that much. It's going to be very easy. It will only take this amount of time. You weren't going to move in until then. This will all be done and finished. You won't even know it happened. And
so you can go in that depth to them.
Because I know how it was constructed, how it was put together, why it was done that way. All of those things are as only an engineer can do.
And again, tell them how that you provide the wrap-up and what that helps them with too.
That helps, as I said in the beginning, is that it gives them an instantaneous feel. They're going to look at the pictures, and based on what I'm taking pictures of is going to give them a great feel. And so sometimes I'm taking a picture of an area that they asked me to. Oh, we walked through and we were really concerned about this area, the floor. Say the floor was cracked or the tile was cracked. Well, I'll be able to go in there. Is it a hollow spot? Was it bad placement of the tile, or is it the foundation? And being able to tell that, or at least give them direction on that, helps them, puts their mind at ease. They can still move forward. It's an easy repair, and we can talk about that.
So let's say we were going to go narrow and deep on something. I'm going to do what I want to do with you going forward too.
Okay,
when we talk about, let's say if you had your own radio show, right?
Sure.
And you were going to say, today I want to talk about this. What would be one of the topics that you would talk about?
Let's talk roofing. Let's talk flat roofing versus slope roofing.
Now you're going into where I want to go. Go ahead.
Let's talk about why you might have a 3-tab shingle fail or a dimensional shingle fail, and why you have it at the wrong slope, whether it's 4 and 12 is what they recommend versus 2 and 12, which you've placed it over the covered patio, and why that matters. So going into that, talking roofing, talking why that shouldn't be a major concern, but it should be one that you should be aware of, because that's all we have is covered patios. Everybody wants their covered patio. And so in transitioning from those shingle roofs, if they're not a concrete tile, they're going to be coming down, and the slope change is the water egress is different on that slope change. And by doing that, the flat roof versus a shingle roof all makes a difference on how the water makes its way out and migrates off the top of the roof.
Everybody ought to have them come and check and see if it's doing it in that direction or not.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you they're not. I would say more than not they're not, right?
Earlier this week, I had that very same
Tell
thing.
us about that.
Okay, so I went to the home. They had this lovely home. The home was a 1980s build, so obviously the roofing that was there has passed its life expectancy. It got replaced, but they replaced it all shingle through and through and over the flat roof. Now here you have this brand new shingle roof that was done 2 years prior to them selling, and now I have to tell the people, the unfortunate news. Well, the fortunate news is I tell them a way to work around that. Let's not necessarily pull all that up. Let's put an elastomeric coating over that. You'll be able to prolong or delay when you have to replace that. Let that age normally, and then keep the roof watertight, and then you'll go back in and replace it when you can. So it's all of those off-the-cuff experience type situations that help save money for the client.
Well, we're lucky to have him here. He's there's none like him. I'm telling you now. Again, especially as I listen to him right now. You can call him direct. That phone number, it's 480-341-2664. Check him out. It's Engineering Home Inspections with an S.com. He's valley-wide. He's rated with the Better Business Bureau, and he's insured. Again, 480-341-2664.